Start, sir.
With truth and love, our college clarion call. Come be a strong and youthful band. For God and country, freely pledge we all. Led by the flag for which we stand. Blue for the mind that seeks the good and true. Red for our progress in the game. White for the glory of a heart that's pure, bright with an ever shining flame. Alma Mater, thee hail. God give the earth and great success. With truth and love we'll conquer all. For God, our land, and SFS. Alma Mater, thee hail. God give the earth and great success. With truth and love we'll conquer all. For God, our land, and SFS. With truth and love, let us united be. True to our glorious college name. High on the hill, a beacon light is she, leading our children on to fame. March on to glory is a message bold. Spread truth and love both far and wide. Loyal to the hands who reins of guidance hold. Teacher and pupil side by side. Alma Mater, thee hail. God give the earth and great success. With truth and love will conquer all. For God, our land, and SFS. Alma Mater, thee hail. God give the earth and great success. With truth and love we'll conquer all. For God, our land, and SFS.
A very pleasant morning to everyone present here. I, Mantasha Ansari, from BA Final Year, on behalf of the management, Principal Dr. Katie Thomas, and staff of St. Francis de Sales College, welcome you today on the 14th day of Student Development Program. It is an integral aspect of our institute to lay emphasis on the continuous growth and all-around holistic development of the student. And our today's topic is very much interesting, which is goal setting and success management. Now, I would like to welcome our today's expert, Dr. Ashok Thapar sir. It is not possible for me to enlist all of his achievements in a short time. So, I would like to highlight few of them with you all. He has accomplished marketing professional with the 40 years of experience in domestic and international marketing. He is in senior management position with the pharmaceutical and consulting assignments and has traveled extensively in domestic and international market for marketing and consulting assignment. He has completed his MBA from IGNOU and DMM from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management. He was conferred PhD by the West Coast University, Panama in the November 2010. Currently, in the field of management education for the last 15 years, teaching executive MBA and MBA students. For the last 10 years, teaching masters in hospital administration, MHA, and EPGDHA in Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. He is working as a management and intervention concern with the hospitals in Mumbai. He is a part of CMDU for Manipal Institute in Bengaluru. So before we proceed with the talk, I request all the participants to post all your questions and doubts related to today's topic in Microsoft Team question and answer session and YouTube live chat box. We will pick up your questions at the end of the session. So it is an immense honor for us to have you today. Now, I request you to share your knowledge with us. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to all of you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So let me start with the sharing of the presentation, and then we will take up the discussion on it. Okay. Let me formally welcome all of you to this particular discussion and the topic that we are going to take it up for our today's discussion. The topic is goal setting and life values, goal setting and path of success. Now, this topic could have been more meaningful in case we had this in the format of what we call as a workshop, not as a presentation, not as a only discussion. The workshop would have been more meaningful. Nonetheless, because we are not able to sit across one-to-one and have an interaction and conduct a workshop on this particular topic, but we would like to make it more interactive, more, let's say, let me use the word more instructional topic today. Some of the things which I'm going to discuss with you are these. What are goals? To develop meaningful goals for each one of us. First of all, we would like to understand what are the goals that we are talking about. To develop meaningful goals, to make the strategies, or to make the plan to achieve these goals, then we are going to talk about to have the sense of efficacy. For each one of us, we must develop what we call a trait, very important trait, what we call as sense of efficacy, which we will define and discuss and understand what is meant by it. Then we are going to talk about what is meant by success. Then to understand the values and their effect. These are some of the things which I'm going to talk today, elaborate on these concepts, and we are going to understand the meaning of all these a bit more in details. If I'm allowed, see, we usually talk about goals. What are goals or what should be a goal? But here the more important aspect is not only we should know what are the goals, but we should also focus what should be the goal. What is that which you call as a goal? What it should be? Let's take, suppose in case I want to give you some definition, some understanding, some things which seniors have written, professors have written about the goal. They say a goal is an end towards which you direct a specific effort. We say goal is motivating target, a target which motivates you. Goal is observable and measurable outcome to be achieved within a fixed period of time. What one wants to achieve and how one will achieve it, that is, some people say it's a goal. Goals are your roadmap for success, successful education, career, and meaningful life. If we just say the goals in this particular fashion in which I have just told you, that is not sufficient. We need to understand these concepts, these definitions, these understandings. We need to understand them in much more specific terms. We need to meditate upon these. We need to reflect on these concepts so that they become part and parcel of your experiences or your personality. We will take up each one of these a bit more in detail so that you are able to reflect back on them. You are able to think about it. You are able to meditate upon these. So let me take some of these a bit more in detail so that the objective of understanding and experiencing this so that they are able to help us decide for our goals that we take for ourselves. Let's take first one. We say, what is a goal? A goal is an end. A goal is an end towards which you direct some specific effort. Now, this is an end, the end that you have decided for yourself, the end that you want to achieve, the end that you have envisioned for yourself. That end, once when you have envisioned, once when you have decided for you, that end requires some specific efforts to be made. So it is said that goal is an end towards which you direct some specific effort. Or we say goal is a motivating target, a target which you have set, which keeps on motivating you, which keeps on exciting you, which keeps on giving you enthusiasm, which keeps on giving you the strength to move towards that goal. That sort of target, what we call as a goal. Or we say a goal is an observable and measurable outcome. It's observable, it's measurable, it's an outcome. Here specifically, we are not saying the output that you gave. No, output is one part of it. But what are we looking for here is the outcome. Then goal is to be achieved within a fixed time frame. That is the characteristics. Whenever we fix a goal, whenever we fix a target for ourselves, we also talk about the time frame, the milestones, how are we going to measure it, etc., etc. That is what the goal is. Then we talk about goals help us visualize. The goal helps us visualize what one wants to achieve, and more important and equally important is how one will achieve it. One is, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to have, or what do you look yourself to be after 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years? That is the envision. That is the goal that you have set for you. That is what you want to achieve, what you want to become. Equally important is, how are you going to achieve it? What are the plans? What are the strategies? What are the efforts which are going to be put so that you are able to achieve the goals that you have? Now, further we say goals are your roadmap. Goals are your maps, road maps for successful education, successful career, and meaningful life. Please understand these words very correctly. Goals are the road maps which help you have a good education, successful education, meaningful education. And once you have a good education with you, these goals which you have decided or which you have been working for lead to or offer you a good career. They offer you good career. They should offer you a good career, and they also must give you, or they give you, a very meaningful, successful life. So please remember, at the student level, the meaningful goal that you set for yourself, it is going to work like a roadmap for you, so that you are able to get good, meaningful, and wonderful education, which will lead to, or which can offer you a good career, and which will also lead to meaningful life, or it should offer you a meaningful, purposeful, satisfying life. That is the purpose, that is what we say, the importance of setting a goal. Now, whenever we talk about goal setting as a process, now goal setting should change, or changes the abstract dreams into distinct vision. Whenever we start with the process of setting or thinking about what is that which I want to achieve, the moment I start thinking about it, the moment I start the process of meditating, thinking, reflecting on my dreams, they are converted into distinct vision. This process is very important. Then we say goals, our goal focuses the mental energy. It helps you concentrate. It helps you use what we call mind in more concentrated way, or it makes mind to focus. And lastly, here we say goals give meaning to life. In a nutshell, we can say goals give a very purposeful, satisfying end result. Our goal defined for me very correctly the purpose of my life, the satisfaction which I get by setting good goals, having good values, etc., give me meaningful, purposeful life. By setting goals, you show initiative. Once when you have decided, once when you have decided that this is what I want to become, this is what I'm going to achieve, this is what is my, let's say, destination in next 2 or 3 or 5 years, the moment you have done that, you show initiative to what we call achieve it. You make attempt to achieve it. Then we say you work to gain control of your future and take charge of your life. By goal setting, you work to gain control of your future. That's important. You want your future to be of a specific type nature. The moment you set goals, you control your future and take charge of your life. When you show initiative, when you take efforts, specific efforts with concentrated mental activity, you demonstrate the positive trait which we call as self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is a very positive trait which convinces you you have the ability, you can do it. You make the efforts towards that destination, and this trait, which we call as self-efficacy, is very important for you to realize. It tells you that you are capable. It tells you if you decide, you will be able to do it. It tells you that this is what needs to be done to achieve my destination. And it tells you the most important thing, it convinces you, it tells you you can do it. You can do it. That is what we call a very positive trait. And it is important for you and me to understand that I need to have that trait in me, which makes me feel that I have the ability as a student, I have the ability as a professional, I have the ability as a career professional. I can do it. That becomes the starting point. This trait becomes very important for you to realize that I can do it. Okay, with this trait, this positive conviction in you, you start moving, start going towards the goal that you have planned for yourself. Please remember, by putting your goals on paper, you start the process of becoming the person you want to be. Now, that is something very interesting and something very, very disturbing. If I ask someone, if I ask you, or if I ask my peers, or if I ask my colleagues, what is the goal that you have got for yourself? What is that you are thinking to achieve in next 2 or 5 years? Usually he tells me it is here in my mind. Can you see me, all of you? Am I visible? I want some feedback, please.
Yes, sir.
Can you see me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, wonderful. See, what I'm saying is, when as a teacher, when as a professional, when as, let's say, a colleague, I ask that what is the goal that you have for yourself, or what is the plan that you have for yourself? Usually the answer given to me is, it is here in my mind. But no, that is not expected. If you have a goal for yourself, please put it in black and white. Please put it in writing. Please put it in black and white in writing, so that you are also reminded of your goal. Also, after you have put it in black and white, after you have written the goal, you can share with your mentor. You can share with your teacher. You can share with one or two of your very close, let's say, friends, etc. So that if you are not moving towards the goal, your mentor will make you do that. Your teacher will make you do that. Or your very close friends will ask you what is happening to your goal. And that is important. Please don't think that you know in your mind that it is in mind. It is in my mind. I know what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, etc., etc. No. Important is that you write it down in your diary, or put it in a manner so that you are able to look at it. Now, writing the goal in black and white on paper is very, very important. Now, as a professional, let's say when I was general manager or vice president or senior executive in a pharmaceutical company, or we wrote wonderful strategic plans for my organization. I wrote a wonderful marketing plan for my department. Wonderful. Wonderful means excellent marketing plan, excellent business plan, excellent strategic plan. We wrote it down. But unfortunately, we never made an effort to write a goal plan for myself. Unfortunately, we usually don't do it. We don't write it down. We take it for granted that I know it, so I can work on it. No, that is not the way it should be done. If I can write a wonderful strategic plan, business plan, or marketing plan for my organization, why can't I do that writing even for myself? I should be in a position, I should think very clearly. It is important for me to think about my goal, to think about and have a plan for myself. And more important is to put that plan in black and white, write it down. Now that is important, that's very, very important. A written plan of action is the key to success. Please understand, remember it, a written plan of action is the key to success. Most of us know it. Most of us jolly well know it that, okay, a written plan is important, very important for me. A plan should be written in black and white so that I'm able to move and I'm able to see the milestones. I'm able to see the efforts which I'm making. I'm able to see what did I perform well and what I did not perform well. All these things we appreciate, we know it, but we don't write it down. Now, this is a question which we need to answer because most of us, as good students, as good professionals, as good, let's say, workers, we know it. Writing a good plan for myself is equally important, but I don't do it. Now, we wanted to get an answer for it. Why people, in spite of knowing that writing a good plan is important, writing a plan is important, why don't we write it? Here, at least, the people that I have interacted with or people that I am interacting with, if I ask them, do you have a plan for yourself? They say, yes, it is there, it is in my mind, but I have not written it down. Then we want to find an answer. We say that before that, see why we don't write a plan. We don't write a plan because of the fear of failure. We see, or I'll just go back. The fear of failure makes me not write a plan, but that is not the right thing to accept and do it. Please understand and remember one thing. The moment you write a plan, decide on a specific goal, the fear of failure becomes lesser and lesser because you start moving towards the end. The fear should go down, or fear goes down when you have written a plan. The probability, let us also please understand, writing a plan or deciding on a goal will not ensure success. I'm repeating myself. Please remember, if you write a plan, or if you have a plan, or if you have decided on a specific goal, it does not ensure 100% success, but it increases your probability of becoming successful. I'm repeating, if you have a plan, the probability of you being successful is very high. And that is the important message which we must tell to ourselves. My probability of becoming successful, my probability of achieving the end result which I've decided for myself becomes very high when I have written down goals for myself. And that's the reason I would request, please write down the goals. It's something like this. We say, when I want to start with my, let's say, writing the goals, please answer these questions so that you become very clear. What do you want to be? What you want to become? Think about it. What you want to become? What will make you happy? what you want to learn, what skill or what skill set you would like to have with yourself so that you are able to feel happy, feel satisfied, achieve what you have in your, uh, let's say, in the form of goal for you. What do you want to learn? And what you should be learning. Then what you want to do. Answer that very honestly to yourself. What you want to do so that you feel satisfied. What is or what you want to own? Answer this. What do you want to own and what do you want to share? These are some of the things you start thinking about it. Not only thinking about it, start answering these and start answering these questions very honestly. What do you want to become? What do you want to learn? Or what you should be learning? What do you want to do? What do you want to have, own? And what do you want to share? This is the starting point, which we will say setting the goals for yourself. This is going to be starting point. And also, please remember these 5 basic rules the moment you want to start fixing a goal for you or thinking about a goal for you. First is crystallize your thinking. Have focused concentration. Have what we call as a focused mind. Then we say develop an action plan with deadlines. When setting up the goals for yourself, when you want to set up a goal for yourself, when you want to write a goal for yourself, develop an action plan with deadlines, with the milestones. Develop a desire to complete your goal. And this is what we should be telling to ourselves, convincing ourselves that I need to achieve that. I need to achieve this. Develop that desire to complete, to achieve your, let's say, if I call objective. Then we say, allow your goal setting confidence to grow stronger. Goal setting confidence that I'm setting this for me and I'm 100% sure I will be able to do it, achieve it. Okay. Then we say, never ever give up. Never ever give up. In case you are falling short of 100% achievement, evaluate what is the gap, how big is the gap, why did this gap occur between my target and my achievement, where did I go wrong, complete that gap, have again a plan to fulfill that gap. And that is very important aspect of the personality that you will develop the moment you set or you convince yourself this is what we need to be achieving. Okay. Now, when setting goals, when sitting with your mentor, sitting with your teacher, or sitting alone and deciding to set goals for yourself, please remember some of the things. Some of the things which are very important to be remembered. First is, it is your vision. It is your desired future that you are focusing on. It is your vision. It is your desired future. Deadlines prompt you to act. The milestones which you are thinking, they must motivate you act and come strongly. Also remind yourself the benefits you will get from accomplishing the goal. Tell yourself, convince yourself, this is what I thought about myself, I'm going to achieve it. If I achieve it, what is the benefit I'm going to get out of it? And lastly, to maintain the balance between You decide 2 or 3 or things, which is the balance that you would like to maintain. And lastly, please remember, revision is not a failure. It is not a failure. Revision is not a failure. If you could not do which you planned for yourself, if you could not achieve exactly what you wanted for yourself to achieve, you revise the plan. Or we can say it should be something like 2 step forward, 1 backward strategy. To move forward, look back towards your assumptions, look back towards the efforts which you made. Look back. It's an iterative process. Now, I'm using the word iterative process. You move forward, look back. Move forward, evaluate your assumptions. And that is the way we should be achieving our goals. It's an iterative process. Once I have set up a goal, I'm working towards it. Also, I'm looking backwards towards my performance, towards my achievements, towards my assumptions. Maybe when I decided on that particular goal, the environment was different. The competition in that specific field was different. The technology which was available to me at that point in time has changed. Am I able to re-evolve myself with the changing environment? Am I able to reinvent myself with the changing technology, changing expectation, etc., etc.? That is a very important aspect of setting up a goal and achieving them. Always we say that it's an iterative process. Move forward and evaluate and think about what assumptions and what things that you had taken for granted. Have they changed? If they have changed, you also change. Okay, I'm going to come to very important aspect. This is very simple. Developing goal is like throwing a dart at a target. If you aim at the target, you are more likely to hit it. Fine. Now, whenever I want to set or think about goals for myself, because there's a very important aspect for me to consider. As a student, as a working professional, or as a career-oriented person, it is very important for me to brainstorm, to think about and think about in a manner which is required to be done. I will talk about it a bit more in detail. I need to look at a setback. What went wrong? I need to come back strongly in case there was something wrong. And this aspect which I'm going to talk to you now, I need to look back towards my performance. I need to look back towards my achievements. You may think about that in 10th, I did or I got only 80%. Or in 12th, I got only this much. My achievements, they are very important. My achievement, my performances are very, very important. But more important than my achievement and then my performance is the potential that I have. The potential. Now, think about it. who would be in a much better position to evaluate your potential? It is, let's say, your teachers, your mentors, your principal, your well-wishers. They not only know you as a performer, they not only evaluate your, let's say, successes which you have got in earlier days of your school or your career. They are in a much better position to see the potential that you have. Now that becomes very important aspect to be considered. Who is going to know about my potential? If I am able to do that for myself, wonderful. If I'm able to see that, okay, though I have done this, though I could achieve only this, but I have the ability, I have the capability, I have the, let's say, skill set, or I have the vision, I have the will. If I'm able to do that for myself, wonderful. But it would be easier for your teachers to evaluate the potential that each student has. It would be easier for the principal or the mentor that you have. He or she is in a much better position to evaluate, to understand the potential that you have. Based on that, my teachers, my principal, my mentors are able to help me to set a wonderful, meaningful goal for me. Keep these things in mind. Keep this thing in mind very clearly, that it is not only what I have done, what I have achieved, what I could do. More important is what I am capable of, what I could do, what I could achieve. If somebody is able to help me understand that, and somebody is able to help me do that, that is important. Now here the emphasis is in identification of potential, then only the performance. Okay, I'll just go back and just read it for you once more. Achievements and potential both are important, but more important is the identification of the potential that you and me have. Okay, now please understand who is going to help you to understand the real you. What did you want to be? You yourself must be in a position to do that. What do you want to be? Do you want to, or did you want to become a cricketer? Did you want to become a, let's say, sports person? Did you want to, or do you want to become a doctor? Or do you want to become a singer? Or you want to become something interesting that you can think for yourself? What is that which you really wanted to become? Did you want to become a good scientist? Did you want to become a good preacher? Did you want to become a good, let's say, sports person? What is that? What was that which you want to become, or which you wanted to be? See that very clearly. See that if you make efforts, you can become that which you think is going to be very important for you, or which is going to give a real meaning to your life. Decide on that. And please also remember, it is you, not anybody else, should be in a position to decide this. Maybe some people will be able to help you with this, looking at your skills, looking at your potential, etc., etc. But ultimately it is going to be you who need to decide what you want to be. Now, there are 2 or 3 methods which we use and which we talk in the management today. When we are talking about, whenever I'm thinking about let's say, a plan or objective to achieve, we say that there is one way of what we call as forecasting. You look at your last 10 years performance, and then based on the performance and based on the science which you get from that particular performance, you think about the future. This is what we call as forecasting. You forecast the future based on the past achievement that you have. Let me give you a simple example. Suppose in case a company has been achieving, let's say, 10% growth every year. Company has been achieving on an average 10% growth every year. If now they want to plan for next 5 or 10 years, they would be considering this past performance and thinking about the future. That is what we call as forecasting. But please remember, forecasting leads you in a, what we call in the management terms, we call it a disease of incrementalism. A disease called, a drawback called incrementalism. Whenever I'm looking from present to future, I look towards my past performance, and that becomes a sort of starting point for me or thinking point for me, and I think about the future. That is one way of thinking about your future. That is what we call as forecasting. More important than the forecasting is this: begin with the end in mind. Think about the vision that you have for yourself. Think about it. Whatever I have been doing, that's fine. But in next 5 years, I just want to achieve that, period. My past performance should not be affecting me. My vision should be able to give me the strength which I need. This is what we call as backcasting, not forecasting. This is backcasting. Backcasting is you start with your vision. This is what I want to become. Whatever I've done in the past is okay. This is what I want to become, and then you look at the present. What changes do you need to make in the present? What are the skills that you need to have? What are the new areas that you need to work for? This is what we call as ABCD process for backcasting. Here it is very important. You start with a vision. Let your vision that you are envisioning for yourself not be affected by your past achievements, past performances. They are important. They tell you what you have done, but nonetheless, they should not affect your vision. If you've got a big, let's say, big dream, do it, have it, and work for it from today. That is what the process, or that is what is very important. And this is what we are going to talk about a bit more in detail. When setting the goals, make sure that the goal you are working for is something that you really want it. You really want it, not just something that sounds good. No, it should not be of that nature. You really want to be that, period. Even if it doesn't sound good to start with today, it's okay, but that is what you really want it. The goal should be of that nature, what you really want to achieve. Then brainstorm. Do you want to gain expertise in a particular area? Answer that. Do you want to learn any new procedure? Could you improve on interpersonal skill? Could you improve on a routine, this thing, etc., etc.? Now, there are some of the things for which you would like to, or which you may like to have the goal setting. Whenever you start thinking about your vision, whenever you start thinking about your goals, there is a huge amount of literature which is available, which says that whenever you set up a goal, it should be smart goal. Whenever we think about a goal, we say it should be smart. What do we mean by this? We say it should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. That is what is said about a good goal that you set for yourself. Let's go a bit more in detail about understanding this. What is meant by specific? A specific goal is well defined, absolutely clear, and very precise. By specific mean, what we mean is well defined, clear, and precise. Measurable means specific indicators that measure the progress, the specific milestones which tell you that you are moving in the right direction. It should be measurable. It should be achievable, attainable, reasonable, and viable goal. It should be realistic. From the point of view of it should be relevant to your interest. The goal should be relevant to your interest and goal should fit you. Goal should fit you. Goal should be something which you really want to achieve. That is realistic. Then we say timely. Stated timeline has a start and the goal has a starting point and an end point. If you set your goal in this particular manner, we say you are following the SMART method. SMART method for fixing up the goals. Now, once I have fixed the goal, once I have used the this SMART method to fix my, let's say, goal and vision, what exactly is meant by being successful? There are good number of definitions and understanding about the success, but what is more important for me and you to understand is very beautiful definition has been given. Success is the progressive realization of worthy goal. Success is progressive realization of worthy goal. What does this definition mean? Success is progressive, means that success is a journey, not a destination. We keep on working for it. We never arrive at success. Progressive means this. Then we say after we reach one goal, we go on to the next and the next and the next, and that is what the success journey means. Realization is what we call is a personal subjective experience. Realization means experience, subjective experience. You feel good from within. Then we say worthy refers to our value system, which we are heading towards, worthy goal. Then we say worthiness determines the quality of the journey. If you have got we say worthy goals, the direction in which you are moving, the efforts that you are doing are talking about the quality of the journey that you have for you. Goals are important because they give us sense of direction. Whenever I have goal, it gives me which direction I'm supposed to be moving and what I'm supposed to be doing. And that is the reason we say goals are important. Then we say the word success itself means to achieve a desired outcome. Success involves an order or sequence of actions that lead to desired outcome. The process starts with identification and ideal goal and then finding means or sequences of steps to reach the goal, etc., etc. Success is to be earned. Very important part of for this particular definition. Success can only be earned. You have to make efforts towards that. And please remember, read this with me. There is perhaps nothing worse than reaching the top of the ladder and discovering that you are on the wrong wall. This should not happen. There's the reason you spend time in deciding on the goals that you want to have for yourself. Never ever pick up a goal which is wrong. When you reach there, you say, oh, hell, is this what I was striving for? It's not worth it. That should not happen. That is very frustrating. Think about a goal which is worth. Think about something which you really, really want to achieve, and think about something which will, at the end, will make you happy. It should not happen that you spent 5 solid years and then you say, oh, is this what I was thinking for? Is this what I was trying to achieve for? It's not worth it. I don't think that this is what I wanted. That should not be happening. Okay. And then we say, what is the value? We'll just say in one statement, a value is a fundamental belief or a practice about what is desirable, worthwhile, and important to an individual. A fundamental belief which I think is right, that is value for me. Maybe honesty is a value for me. Maybe simplicity is a value for me. Maybe working and helping others is a value for me. That is what I think is right. That is what the value is all about. Let's talk about something which I would like to conclude my today's session. Now, this is a fact of life which I am going to tell you. I will perform better if I knew exactly what was expected of me. I would perform better if I knew what exactly is expected by me or from me. If I knew that, I would definitely perform better. If I receive regular feedback about how I was doing compared to what was expected, if I get regular feedbacks on my performance, on my achievement, if I get regular feedback, I would perform better. If I had the right tools to do my job and the work environment that suits or that suited my job, if I had that, it will help me perform better. If I had the right tools, if I had the right skills, if I had the right environment, I would do better. Then I had some incentives to excel. If I had some pat on my back, my father comes and says, hey, my son, you are doing a wonderful job. My mentor comes and pats on my back and says, hey, beta, you are doing wonderful. I'm so proud of you. If I get this type of recognition, I will do well. I'll perform better. I had some incentive. The incentive may be in just a pat, just a one statement from my senior, from my mentor, from my boss makes me do much better. I had better skills and knowledge about how to do my job. If I had better skill and better knowledge about my job, I would do better. And that is what we are saying. When you are fixing the goal or when you are going to have a vision, start thinking about today. What skill set do you need to achieve or to reach there? That is one of the requirements. And lastly, if I had supportive teachers, gurus, mentors, etc., etc., if I have these type of environment with me where I got good guides, mentors, teachers, etc., to guide me, I would do better. And with this, I would conclude that this is very important for me to have this type of environment. I would be lucky if I have all these things with me. Lastly, I would say that take home message would be this. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. It is the effort. It is a journey with a lot of sincere efforts that we have that counts. That is important. Fine. With this, I would conclude my discussion on the subject. I wished, in case we could have had a workshop, I could have asked you some relevant questions. If I could have understood your personality, what you have done, what do you think, what do you want to become, and in case that type of interaction was possible, this particular session would have been much more meaningful. But nonetheless, this is what best we could do, sitting across at a different places and appreciating some basic concepts. So I will ask the people, in case we have some questions, we would like to answer them. And in case any one of you want to talk to me, if anyone wants to discuss with me some specific issue, some specific personality problem, or something which you feel like talking to me, you're most welcome to talk to me. You can have my details from your institute. Okay, thank you so much. And let's continue with the question answers in case we have any.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful talk. I believe these tips surely be helpful for teachers and students. Now, with your permission, I would like to forward few questions to you.
Okay, go ahead, please. Can we just put this screen sharing? I'll off it from here. Okay, now we can discuss it. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's begin. So the first question is, helping students in goal setting is very difficult nowadays. What are the different ways teachers should work on this time of COVID-19 in the absence of face-to-face communication?
See, this is what the best efforts the school is doing for you. Yeah. What is the school doing for the last fortnight for you? They are arranging discussions from different, let's say, people. Somebody is sitting in USA, somebody is sitting in Mumbai, somebody is sitting in Kerala. They are coming and expressing, telling what best can be done in this particular environment. Also, you have the liberty to pick up the phone, have my number, or have the number of any of the faculty that you want to talk to. And I can assure you, your teachers, your mentors would be more than happy to discuss with you. Though we are not in one-to-one interaction, but we have the technology which is helping us so that we are able to talk. And I can assure you, from the point of view of the faculty, from the point of view of father, from the point of view of principal, every one of us would be more keen than ever to do and help you out with any of these requirements. I can assure you that. I'm taking on behalf of the whole institute and the school I'm talking about, but I can assure you that to each and every student, I can assure you that teachers have a very, let's say, concerned attitude. All the teachers, they feel happy when the students do well. If you go and achieve, let's say, 98%, the teacher feels so happy, as if he or she feels she has done it. And that is, they would like to ensure that to happen. Are you with me on this? Are you getting the idea which I'm telling you?
Yes. Teachers are very much lucky that when students ask them question, they're very much happy. Oh, they asked me question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the second question is, sir, how should one react to an unexpected decline in the performance after consecutive success or good performance lately?
See, basically what we have discussed is, look at the performance from like a situation, this has happened. Evaluate yourself. What did you do? Evaluate the performance in terms of the gap, that this is what the target you had set for yourself, this is what you have been able to achieve. More important here would be evaluate the reasons because of which you could not achieve what you wanted to achieve. There could have been something. There could have been something which you did not attend to properly, did not do properly, or maybe there is some accident also which you had no control over it. Accept it. It's what has happened. Fine. It should not affect your enthusiasm. Whatever goes wrong, accept it. It is okay. हो गया. मैंने जितने एफर्ट्स करने थे मैं ऑनेस्टली कर रहा था कि नहीं कर रहा था, दैट यू लुक एट इट. अगर आप ऑनेस्टली काम कर रहे थे उसके बावजूद कुछ गलत हो गया तो एक्सेप्ट इट, हो गया. नाउ थिंक अबाउट हाउ कैन यू डू इट बेटर. आई गिव यू द वर्ड अचीवमेंट फ्रॉम द पोटेंशियल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. बोथ आर इंपॉर्टेंट. तो अपने आप को ब्लेम करना उचित नहीं होगा. अपने आप को ब्लेम करना, अपने आप को ऑनेस्टली एनालाइज करना इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड देन यू प्रोसीड फॉरवर्ड, मूव फॉरवर्ड. Okay, go.
Okay, so with your words, I can say that no one is going to give up at any time.
That's wonderful. If you give me assurance that no one is going to give up, put in your best. Put in your best. Do it. Yeah. And that will make all of us proud. The whole school will feel proud about you. If you just give me one particular statement, we will not give up. We will not give up. Wonderful. If I go back with this type of a reward for myself, I'm very happy. God bless.
Okay, thank you, sir, for answering all the questions in a precise and clear manner. We appreciate you having you today with us. Now moving to an end, I take this an opportunity to thank all those who have directly and indirectly contributed in this program on goal setting and life value, organized by the SDP team. Would like to thank our today's resource person, Dr. Ashok Thapar sir. We are really enlightened with your words today and we are not going to give up at anyhow. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Katie Thomas, for supporting and guiding us. Our special thanks goes to organizing committee and technical handler for influencing support and coordination. Thank you to all the students for their active participation. Now it's my humble request to everyone, please fill the feedback forms and the link is already posted. We will be here tomorrow with another interesting session at 10:30 a.m. Till then, please follow government norms, maintain social distancing and keep yourself and your family safe. Thank you so much. Again, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care and God bless you all.